Hari Om. Welcome to Transformational Thursdays. When I, me, mine surfaces, the agenda either hidden or on the surface is personal, or there is a selfish shadow behind the motive. When ego collapses or there is an exhaustion in ego, which happens when you feel you cannot do what you want to do, when there is an inability to execute your actions that you desired, or when you feel you cannot control the events in the pace that it has to go on. When this happens, fear sets in. When fear sets in, soon anxiety, frustration, disappointment, depression and confusion follows pace. Despondency or Arjuna Vishada is the crux of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the first chapter, Arjuna is in the middle of an emotional turbulence. He is snuck into a tornado of emotions. There is sorrow, confusion, ego, indecisiveness, guilt, attachment towards his relatives, moha, delusion towards his swadharma, towards his duty as a kshatriya, skepticism, despondency, distress, and so much more. Chapter 1, verse 47, which is the last verse of the first chapter. Sanjaya uvacha evam uktvārjuna sankhe ratopasta upavastitaha visrujya shasharam chapam shoka samvignamanasaha. The poetic translation from the rhythm of Krishna. Sanjaya spoke. After saying so, Arjuna, amidst the war field, his bows and arrows he refused to wield. He dropped down on his chariot seat. In delusion, he had already accepted defeat. Arjuna drops his most sacred Gandiva onto his seat in the chariot in a state of utter despondency or in a hopeless situation which he thinks he cannot overcome. In his mind, he's already accepted defeat. He thinks, I am the doer. I have to kill my relatives. Ego surfaces. I have to kill my uncles, gurus, kith and kin. The thoughts of my mind. I have to do all this for the sake of my kingdom. Again, the thoughts of my and mine seep in. It overloads. Ego exhausts. Fear breaks in. With fear, soon anxiety and depression follow in. Arjuna is seen having cold feet. His body is trembling. His mouth is dry. His hair is standing out. All symptoms of severe anxiety. Just the shift in thought. When ego shifts base from I am the doer, I am doing, to I am merely an instrument in the hands of the divine, the entire situation.
This is what we learnt last Thursday.
Now, let us go back to the situation where Arjuna is still in a state of hopelessness, in despondency, where he thinks he cannot come out of this phase. Initially, Arjuna is ready with his bow and arrow, with his Gandiva, to get into war. Arjuna has Shri Krishna Paramatma as his charioteer, the Kapidvaja flying high, the flag with the Lord Hanuman as his flag. At this point, he asks Krishna Paramatma to take the chariot to the middle of the battlefield. We need to understand that Arjuna, given the option of choosing between the massive Yadu army or Shri Krishna Paramatma without weapons, chooses Krishna Paramatma to be his charioteer. Now again, as the chariot is drawn to the center of the massive battlefield by Shri Krishna Paramatma, Arjuna looks at the strategically placed Kauravan army, and again, conflicting questions start arising within him. He feels sudden compassion and sorrow towards his relatives. Looking at the sea of his relatives on the Kauravan side, he sees his uncles, grand uncles, teachers, cousins, sons, nephews, well-wishers on the other side. And he feels, should I kill them all? Then he feels it is not auspicious to kill them. What joy will he achieve in a kingdom and luxuries when his near and dear and kith and kin are no longer there? And then he feels he will accumulate lot of sins and bad karma by killing them. What happiness he'll receive by killing them? Though they're greedy and full of sin, why should I kill them? He feels his kith and kin, he cannot kill them. Then he feels by killing his relatives, he will go against his Kula Dharma. By killing them, their wives will be abandoned and there will be an imbalance in society. They might resort to corruption and the children born, the progenies, will be of mixed race and it will go against the law of Pitru Dharma. He feels it's okay for him to die in their hands at this juncture. He is deluded, he is distressed, he drops his Gandiva. This is the major prompt for the onset of the sacred dialogue or the conversation between Shri Krishna and Arjuna, the starting of the sacred Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna's crisis stems from false ego, ahankaram, where he is deluded by the factor that I am the doer. I am killing my relatives. I am responsible for their lives to be done with. I am doing this for the sake of my kingdom. The factor ego, followed by inability to take course of action, with fear stepping in, followed by anxiety, depression, leads to total surrender of Arjuna in the feet of Shri Krishna Paramatma. Surrender in today's language is when we seek help from therapists or psychologists. Shri Krishna Paramatma is our master therapist, our master psychologist. Parallelly, Duryodhana is filled with ego, self-pride, false pride, arrogance. These are the demonic qualities of the Asura Gunas. Daiva Guna and Asura Gunas can be dealt with a little later. Despondency, we understand, is the initial point of suffering. With this, I would like to quote from my Guru for you all to ponder through the week. I understand my life is my responsibility and no blaming is allowed. Wishing you and your beautiful families a very happy Makara Sankranti Pongal. Wish for the new year to bring in vibes of positivity, for the ego to be annihilated, for us to evolve to be better versions of ourselves, to live a life of completion. Thank you. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.